So I've dragged this thing about 3,500 k's, and now it's time to unwrap it and put it where it's got to go. G'day and welcome back to the shed in summer. It's warm and it's steamy, and we've started the process of fixing this workspace. And along the way, we've picked up a bit of treasure. So let's unwrap it and have a look at what it is. So this was advertised as a mini lathe, and I was particularly interested in it because of its size. It's about 800 millimeters long and about 400 millimeters high. Now the motor assembly's still got to go on. It bolts directly to these two legs, which is my next job, and it comes with a bucket of bits. Now I have taken some pieces off, the cross slide handle and a couple of windy things and blah blah. So let me unwrap that, and then I'll find the bolts for the legs and we'll see if we can get it back together. So about a week or so ago, I got back from a road trip with this here lathe, and I started to make a video about it. I was unpacking it, and it just didn't happen. I was a little unwell, and I just needed to get it done. And officially, that's as far as I got on the let's unwrap it, clean it, but I just couldn't. Right? So now that I've done it, we should actually have a look at what I've got. So this is a Drummond Type B. It was made in 1912 because it was I'll try and get the light on it because they're a bit hard to read. Number 558. And there's the B, believe it or not. There is a B there. So it was made in 1912. It has a power feed via a dog clutch, which still works because we've tried it. I only have one set of change gears for the end. In theory, I can jiggle them around and change speeds, and I haven't really got to that point yet. What I've done is I've started to clean it, and beneath a layer of grime, it's actually blue. And I also had to replace the drive belt and, well, let's call it the drive belt and the gear belt. They're probably the wrong words, but that's fine. The drive system is aftermarket. It's an add-on. It's been made up on a frame, bolted on. Originally, this was either a pedestal, like a rocking pedestal or a bicycle, or it was a line drive. Pretty happy. It does go. And it goes pretty well. I'll disconnect those and I'll show you how quiet it is. So the noise you can hear, there's an engagement tab between this 3-step pulley and this cog here, gear here. I may be able to adjust it and take some of that knocking out, but other than that, pretty happy. It's fairly quiet. Motor's good, bearing in there is good. I haven't found an oiling point for that bearing yet, I'm still looking. And then you get this end. Does have oil ports. Don't take a lot of oil. And there are other spots that oil is. And every time I come out here, I'm just banging a bit more in. There's actually one under here. Not sure that plug goes there, but it fits really well. And when you put oil in, the oil goes away. So for now, I'm putting oil in there. The tailstock, really happy with that. Took it out, cleaned it all, put it back on. It's just a locking tailstock, locks in place. There are no measurements. Let me just turn that off and be a bit quieter. Unlike modern technology, there are no graduated marks on the movie slidey things. You've got to go by feel and measurement. And that's okay. I didn't buy this to be super duper toleranced. There is still a little bit of wiggle. I'm still getting out of it with the gib keys, and I did take a little bit of wiggle out of this, but there's still a bit more to come out. And that's just a case of adjusting and tightening once it all gets lubed up again and moving and working. Pretty happy with it. The 3-jaw chuck works. I also got the chuck key tailstock drill. Not entirely sure what this is called, but it's got Jacob written on it. Jacob's chuck number, it's a bit hard to read, number 100, and it's a bit different from any chuck I've ever seen before, so I have to work that one out. I also got 4 tool holders. I'm missing a grub screw on the tool stock, on the tool holder, and I'll probably replace this bolt. This bolt works, but it's a bit sloppy, so I'm sure you could probably put it in reverse somehow, and I'll work that out one day. I just haven't worked it out yet. I suspect it's got to do with this tab. I haven't had a lot of time to play with it. As you can see, I'm still cleaning it, still getting it all oiled up and all that sort of stuff. And that's just taking some time. The original colour is there, and that's what we're slowly uncovering. So I haven't cleaned the 3-jaw chuck or pulled it apart. It's still full of schmuzzo, but it's coming together slowly. And I have to straighten that leg a little bit. And I'm thinking about building a shelf across the bottom or across the middle here even, so that I can mount all that stuff and get it off the table. Now I've got this cool light, which I need to move. I'm going to put a board up here and move the light and stuff. So what's it for? Well, it's for those little jobs where you just want to have a little something to do a little something with. And the first job for us is this. So this is a piece of 40mm diameter nylon bar, and I need to make some bushes that are 1 3/8 inch in diameter and 1 5/8 inch in diameter, and 25mm hollow through the middle. Now, just for you history buffs out there, nylon was invented in 1935 at the World Fair. This lathe was made in 1912, so we're dealing with some old school materials. But I priced a 25mm drill with a smaller taper today at $161. Well, that's not going to fly, and I still have to find a piece of tool steel to make a tool out of, because this is a cut-off tool. Now, that material is somewhere over there, so I haven't quite got to it yet, but there you go. Now this lathe is also going to be used to fix the big lathe for cleaning bolts and threads and generally just making some shit that's not rounder. Will it have run out? Yes. Will it have backlash? Yes. Will it be tolerance down to the millimetre? Hell no. It didn't even have millimetres when this was made. But what I have got is a functional mini lathe that I can now use in the shed for whatever you can use a mini lathe for, like restoring a big lathe for doing big things. Now I've got a little thing for doing little things. And there you have it. So we're getting set up slowly. The workbench is here, hence the top link off the forwards here. The lathe is almost finished. It's just, little things. The drill press is next. Need to get that bolted down and leveled up and ready to go. And then the stuff on top of the parts washer. Now most of this is just jars full of nuts and bolts, and I need to work out where they're going. But the tools for this to turn the nylon somewhere over there. So that won't be today. And there you go. So that's Road Trip Treasure. Road Trip 2 Treasure was a small lathe. Road Trip 1 Treasure was a big lathe. I'm still cleaning the pedestal up for the big lathe. It's going in here hopefully next week if I get a good run, because I need to put the pedestal back together so I can put all the stuff that still needs to be fixed back on top of it, so I clear up some floor space, so I can, you know where I'm going. So anyway, it's about 45 million degrees in the shed, so I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and a biscuit and post a video. So thanks for watching. When we get to the nylon, when we get the maiden voyage going, it will be recorded. See you later.